Is this the new gold standard? It may just be if you're into retro design. This is the Casio F91 9ACF. That's the one with the gold case. Well, it's not a gold case, but it's gold tone case. Imagine wearing a piece of history that's been elevated from everyday classic to a statement. Today, we're looking at the Casio F91 in the gold edition, the watch that proves that retro digital can be both nostalgic and sophisticated. This isn't just another timepiece. It's the perfect blend of practical heritage and subtle luxury that works everywhere from a casual meetup to a formal event. All right, let's look at some of the key specifications. What makes this watch tick? So it's got a 38 millimeter width, a 33 millimeter lug to lug, and amazingly thin at only 8.5 millimeters. This will definitely slide under any cuff. It's incredibly lightweight. You may not even realize you have it on wrist. Now the water resistance is only rated at 30 meters, so I wouldn't try to take this diving or snorkeling, and I certainly wouldn't push any of the buttons if you were wet or in water. But hypothetically, it's got 30 meters of water resistance, and Casio typically is going to underpromise and overdeliver, but I never like to push it with a watch, so I probably would not be snorkeling with this watch. But the practical functionality is the alarm. You'll see here by pushing, we have an alarm function. Right there, we go straight to alarm. We've got a stopwatch function, which then over here we can activate and stop the stopwatch. Back over here, we push this again. It jumps back to your regular time function. It has an illuminator. However, it is broad daylight here, as you can see from some of the light catching the dial. And illuminating it, you're not going to be able to see here. But it does have a small illumination. It's not as good as the electroluminescence, but it's functional. So it's got the alarm, the stopwatch, and the auto calendar. It shows you the day, date, time, and then the other features. And there are different variations. There's the black and blue, which is more of a sporty type watch. This gold version is more elegant, and it works both in casual and more formal settings. Now, here, let me show you what I believe to be perhaps the potential drawback, at least for me. I have a rather large wrist, not as large as it used to be, but large nonetheless. And so I'm probably going to only get here to the third, maybe I can, there, I got it to the number 4. But you see, it doesn't leave much room here for the tail. We barely get into the keeper. So perhaps an 8-inch wrist is about as big as that's about as big as you can go for this strap, right? And so the dimensions may not be exactly ideal for people with larger wrists, but the design is beautiful. But now, while it's beautiful, you'll notice there's some nice hues here in the band where we have some sporty little indents and lines, and here we've got grooves. These can sometimes be dust or lint magnets, right? So if you're trying to look your best, you probably want to wipe them down just like you would wipe down a highly polished watch to keep the fingerprints off of it. Some people complain that the face is too small. Now, the face is small, but the time display is very legible. I mean, I wear glasses, and I can see it with my glasses, without my glasses. Yeah, I can still tell you the day, date, and time down to the seconds. So while it is small, I believe it's perfectly legible. I think the fact that some people may just like a larger watch, I get it. I usually wear a larger watch too. But, if you're wearing a watch that's 150 plus grams and you put on this, you probably won't even, I've got this a little snug here, but I bet you if I was one notch back, I probably wouldn't even realize I had a watch on. Yeah. That other notch was a little tight. Like this, I guarantee you, I would forget I had a watch on, which would be fine, right? And if you're a person that has maybe a younger person or a female, this would be bang on right size for a younger, smaller person. So my personal impressions, I haven't worn this gold one. You saw me just unbox it. I had the blue and black one. I wear it all the time. I like the design. I like the practicality. I like the lightweight construction. It makes it super comfortable for all day wear. And, I like the retro. My daughter thinks I'm cool again because I've got some of these retro watches. I haven't seen the black and blue one, so she might have actually borrowed that one. I'll have to look and see. But I grew up in the 80s, so I remember liking these when they first came out. And the calculator watches, those were really cool too. Well, if you're into retro, like a lot of the younger people are now, this is a definite good retro choice, and it's not going to break the bank. These are some of the most affordable watches, and the F91s were worn by lots of famous people. You see pictures of Barack Obama wearing them. Osama bin Laden, I believe, was wearing one. In fact, I think they actually used not this watch, but the standard black one for some science experiments over there. So this maybe the gold one, you'd probably be all right. I wouldn't wear the black one through a TSA check, right? But I love the design of it. It reminds me of the time, in the 80s and 90s when these came out. And it does have a cool retro vibe, but, with a little bit more luxurious look to it than some of the colorways that this watch comes in. So it's got that classic retro kind of style. It's got good functionality. It's super comfortable. It's practical for everyday use, for sure. It is a bit distinctive, right, with the gold finish and the retro look. But, it's got the same reliable Casio insides that power so many of these great watches at this price point. So if you're in the market for a versatile digital watch with a touch of elegance, this F91W in the gold, the 9ACF, deserves your consideration. I hope that you found this review helpful. I'll see you at the next watch.
I don't know. It feels and it looks small to me. I'm a small guy. I'm 5'6", 150 pounds. My wrists aren't giant, and this watch seems and feels small. Maybe I'm too used to like G-Shock size watches, but I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me.